Hello students. Today we're going to have a session on Introduction to Grammar. Tell me what's the easiest way to communicate? Have you guessed it? Definitely, language is the easiest way to communicate, though there are many number of ways to communicate. Language can be spoken or written. Grammar is an important part of language. Words tell us what to say. When I say words here, they constitute vocabulary, and grammar helps us how to say. You may wonder, is it really important to learn grammar? Yes. A basic knowledge and understanding of simple grammar rules gives the surety of correct usage of a language. In English, grammar consists of parts of speech. You may wonder, why do we need these parts of speech? Parts of speech, they help us to construct the English language. We use thousands of words, and they all can be just separated into 8 groups in English language. There are 8 parts of speech. According to some grammarians, there are 9 parts of speech because they feel articles also have to be included in parts of speech. But let's go by the agreed figure 8. Do you recollect all the 8 parts of speech? You may fumble a little bit to remember all the 8. From today, we are going to remember all the parts of speech in a very easy manner, like this is the tagline, pan with a pick and audiovisual. I just want you all to imagine a pan in the kitchen with your own picture or any picture of your choice and AV to that. When I say AV, audio and visual. So your pan with a picture and AV is ready. What are these parts of speech? Classifications of words according to their relations to each other and to the things they represent. Different parts of speech name actions, name the performers of actions, describe the performers or actions, and so on. The common parts of speech are, as I mentioned to you, remember the pan first. Pan stands for pronoun, adjective, and noun. Now, remember your pick. Pick stands for preposition, interjection, and conjunction. I've just weaved all the 3 shunts together. That's how we have preposition, interjection, and conjunction. Later on comes AV. We called it as audiovisual. It actually stands for adverb and verb. Adverb describes the verb. Let's start with the first part of speech, that is noun. Noun is nothing but a naming word. Just 2 examples to give you clarity. Boy is a singular, books are plural. Later on comes pronoun. Pro means instead, a word which is used instead of a noun, or a word used in the place of a noun is called pronoun. He, she, it, you, they, him, her, someone, anyone, and so on are pronouns. Instead of Ram, I can replace it with he. Sheila can be replaced with the pronoun she. Book can be replaced with it. The next part of speech is verb. Verb means a doing word. A verb can express three different actions. First one is a physical action. Second one, a mental action. Third one, a state of being. When I say physical action, these actions are tangible, can be seen with our eyes. Kick, dance, cry, sit, sing, jump, and dive. These are perfect examples for physical action. Mental action may not be tangible, cannot be seen. Examples: to think, to guess, to consider. Last one is a state of being. It simply means to exist, to appear, or to be formed. In the next slide, let's do it in detail about a state of being. Let's start with verb, physical and mental actions. Look at the examples here. The doctor wrote the prescription. What's the verb in the sentence? You must have found out by now. The word wrote is the verb in the sentence. Does it express any physical activity? Yes. It expresses the physical activity to write. Let's move on to the second example. She considers the job done. Can you see the verb consider? Though it is a verb in the sentence, it cannot be seen. It expresses the mental activity to consider. That's how it cannot be seen, and that's why it's called mental activity. Now let's move on to the most important part, that is state of being verbs. Here, these verbs express a state of being. A small but extremely important group of verbs do not express any activity at all. That's how these verbs are called state of being verbs. The most important verb in this group is the verb to be. Don't be caught by surprise when we use this verb form to be. It's nothing. In present, it is equivalent to is, am, are. In past, is, am, are. They become was, were. In future tense, the to be form is will be. Some examples. Edwina is the largest elephant in this area. The word is the verb in this sentence which falls into the category of to be form. One more. It was a joke. The past form of to be is was. Was for singular, were for plural. Don't say where. Where becomes a place. You're asking for a place. So it has to be pronounced as war. Let's look at stative verbs. These verbs describe a state. Underline the word state rather than an action. Look at the example here. Kevin wants some ice cream. Can you experience? Yeah, you can experience. Can you see the action want here? It cannot be seen because it is a state. The other examples of stative verbs are love, like, hate, prefer, doubt, seem, own, know. It's better to say I know it rather than I'm knowing it. It seems so is better than it is seeming so. I'm hating it, not appropriate. I hate it. Though we have accepted McDonald's tagline, I'm loving it, it may not be acceptable by the grammar rules. It has to be, I love it. I prefer coffee to tea rather than I'm preferring coffee to tea. We have done noun, pronoun, and the third part of PAN is adjective. Adjective is a word used to describe noun or a pronoun. Examples of adjective: pretty, obedient, tall, and swift. Let's add noun to these words: pretty girl, obedient child, tall man, swift movement. When I say pretty girl, girl is a noun, obedient child, child is a noun, tall man, man is a noun, and swift movement, movement is also a noun. Because movement is name of an idea or a concept here. The other words here are bubbly, shy, smart, tough. All these are also called adjectives because they can either describe a noun or a pronoun. We did stative verbs which express state. Now we are moving on to dynamic verbs. The word itself hints you that these verbs are action oriented. Examples of dynamic verbs: eat, walk, learn, grow, sleep, talk, write, run. All these actions are tangible. They have a start as well as an end. To put it in one sentence, dynamic verb describes an action, change, or a process. Most of the dynamic verbs are used to describe an activity which has a start and an end. We have finished PAN. Now we are going to AV. A stands for adverb. Adverb. The word itself clearly states it adds to the verb, or it modifies the verb, or it describes a verb. It also can describe an adjective or another adverb. Very important point for you all to remember and to identify adverbs easily. Many adverbs in English language end with ly. I said many, not all. Adverb answers the following questions. If you remember them, spotting an adverb or identifying an adverb is very easy. Adverb answers the question how. How? How is the action done? Slowly, quietly, swiftly, softly. When? When was the action done? Yesterday? Today? Tomorrow? Where? Here? There? And how often? Usually, always, occasionally, frequently, or rarely. Other examples for you all: happily, yesterday, today, anywhere, here, outside, usually, rarely, and so on. We have finished the PAN part and the AV part. Now we are moving on to pick. P stands for preposition. A preposition is a word which comes before a noun or a pronoun to show the noun's or the pronoun's relationship to another word in the sentence. The word preposition comes from the idea of being positioned before. It is not true to say that a preposition always precedes. Precedes means to come before a noun or a pronoun, but it does most of the time. Let's have a look at the example here. It is a container for butter. What's the preposition here? For. The preposition for shows the relationship between butter and the container. Other examples for prepositions are above, about, across, against, along, among, around, at, before, and behind. Basically, a preposition expresses temporal relationships, time relationships, or space relationships. We have finished the preposition in pick. Now we are moving on to interjection. Observe the pronunciation. It is jection, not junction. In grammar, an interjection or exclamation is essentially almost any word in English that you can insert into a sentence to convey emotions such as surprise, disgust, joy, excitement, or enthusiasm. Mark this, interjections are often placed at the beginning of a sentence. Sometimes they do come at the end of a sentence. Let's observe these examples of interjections. Hey, how are you? Oh, that is a surprise. Good. Now we can move on. Zippers, that was close. Zippers is also an expression of surprise. Ah, don't say you agree with me. Let's move on to the last part of pick, that is conjunction. Observe the pronunciation, conjunction. Conjunctions are joining words or linking words. Conjunctions connect two words or two phrases or two clauses together. When I say phrases, phrases are nothing but group of words which may not give you complete meaning. And what are these clauses? They are almost like sentences with a subject and predicate. Conjunctions are broadly divided into two: coordinate and subordinate. Coordinate conjunctions join two independent clauses. Subordinate conjunctions join a dependent clause to an independent clause. Clauses are nothing but they're almost like sentences to make it easy for you. Fanboys are called coordinate conjunctions. This is the easiest way to remember coordinate conjunctions. F stands for the word for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, S for so. Thank you and good day.